Hey y'all, it's that girl Shay Atkins. I said I was gonna do another video to continue my talk on self-love and try to help you, get started on your healing process. If you don't know what to do, a lot of people know what to do. They know how to heal. They know, what to do, but some people don't. I did. And in my book, I wrote a simple way, and simple, ways to. It's little things that you can do to get you started on your healing process. And if you want to go deeper, you may have to go see a therapist or something like that. But this will help get you started if you don't know what to do. Yesterday I talked about self-love and what is self-love. It's a video called You Matter. I say self-love is having a healthy relationship with yourself. A lot of things in my life, a lot of decisions that I made could have been prevented had I loved myself. A lot of situations in your life, a lot of things that you're doing, a lot of things that you've done, a lot of things that you went through could have been prevented had you had self-love. How you handle situations, your self-love will prevent a lot of pain that you go through. Now, I'm not saying that your life will be perfect, but it will prevent a lot of things. Had I had self-love, I would have never been an alcoholic. Had I had self-love, I would have never gave up on my gift in my life. I would have never given up on God had I loved myself. I would have never been needy. I would have never... You're going to have to wait. Now, you know I'm doing my video. Come on now. I would have never... See, that threw me out. That I bind it. So, I would have never settled for toxic relationships, toxic situations, toxic choices had I loved myself. But I'm glad that I went through it, because I wouldn't be here sharing this with you. I wouldn't have written this book. I wouldn't have written my song Loving Me. So I'm glad that I went through it. With Joseph, was it Joseph? What did he say? What the enemy meant for evil, well, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for my good. So God knows how to turn negative situations in your life for His glory once you surrender. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. One of the tips is to surrender and go within to heal. Go within to heal by first tonight get you a journal or something like that and write down, if you need help on this self-love journey, write down what you want. Write down what you really, really want. And if you're going through heartbreak, if you're going through any kind of painful situation, and you want to see God's hand move in your life, and you want to see a change, I want you to know that anything that you're seeing outside of your life is a reflection of your inside. It's a reflection of your choices. It's a reflection of how you see yourself. So if you are seeing things that you don't want to see, once you change your inside and how you see yourself, your outside life has no choice but to line up and get into alignment with your new thoughts, your new way of thinking, how you see yourself. So go within, do an assessment of your relationships, well, whatever it is that you want to see a change in your life on, write it down and surrender. Surrender and accept who you are, where you are right now, how you got there. And if somebody walked out of your life, if you had a bad heartbreak or a separation or lost a job or whatever is hurting you, surrender it to God. Turn the page and know that sometimes God has to remove the crutches so you can heal. God has to remove the codependency so you can heal. Some things will be removed. Some things you have to give to God. Some people you have to remove from your life. Some people will walk out your life. But if you know it wasn't good for you, thank God. Do an assessment of how you got there, how they ended up in your life, why you allowed them to be in your life as long and keep hurting you over and over and over again, or you hurting them over and over again, whatever it is that your situation is, look at it and surrender it to God. Let go of trying to control the situation. Let go of trying to do things your way. Let go of just doing it your way. And surrender to God and give it to God, and know that He knows what's best for you, that He loves you, and that once you surrender to Him, you'll see your life change. You will see your life change once you give your heart back to God again. Once you let go of what He's trying to remove. Sometimes we try to hold on to what God is trying to remove out of our lives, whether it be a person or a substance or a situation. And we end up getting dragged in life. You're getting dragged and you're staying in situations that steady chipping at your self-esteem. Even lower. You might have went in with no self-esteem, and now you really depleted. Now you really hurt. Now you really bankrupt spiritually, emotionally, because you're staying in a situation where it's killing you. It's breaking you down. And because of your lack of self-love and because of your codependency on them or whatever y'all have in common, y'all both might be broken. You're staying. But tonight, I want you to have the courage to let God help you remove those things. Surrender it to Him. And as you start getting in alignment, your outside will change. So go within tonight. Give God some time on the night. Start there. Start assessing. That's what I want you to do on the night. Because that's what I had to do. You know, I had to assess how I didn't love myself. I had to assess how I gained 40 pounds in 1 year. Stress, and I didn't have no physical ailments. I had to assess that I was so focused on my outward appearance that I gave up on my gifts because I didn't want nobody to see the big shade. I didn't want nobody to, my fans, Facebook friends, Instagram friends. And I gave up on myself and my life and my gifts, all because I gained weight. It's lack of self-love. My reason, my motives for doing what I was doing wasn't right. As I assessed, you know, where I was and how I thought and how my lack of self-worth had me making choices and sleeping around and drinking and doing all these toxic, negative things to feel better. I surrendered that to God, and I said, you know what, I've been trying to do it my way. But I recognize that my thinking, the way I see myself, the negativity I've been speaking over myself got me here. My lack of self-love got me here. So from this day forward, I'm making up in my mind that I will no longer tear myself down with my words. I will no longer speak negative about myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to affirm myself. I'm going to compliment myself. When you're thirsty and when you're desperate and when you're needy, compliments from some good-looking guy or girl make you feel good, boost your ego. But that ain't doing nothing for you. That's not helping you. That's not helping you. It's hurting you. It's helping you to stay in a low vibration. Affirm yourself. That's how you fill your own cup. Spend time with God. I made up in my mind I wasn't going to say nothing else about myself, and I made up in my mind I don't care if I'm 40 pounds heavier or not. I'm going to start over with God, and I'm going to use my gifts for God. I'm going to use what I learned through this process and through this journey and share it with other people to help them on their journey. Because if you don't know what to do, you're going to stay in that same negative cycle. So start there tonight and write it down, and write down what you want, and write down some affirmations. If you've been speaking negative over yourself, write down some positive things to say about yourself, even if you don't believe it at first. Embrace who you are, where you are. Embrace that, yeah, I was hurting. Yeah, I made some mistakes, but it ain't over. I'm turning the page. It's a new chapter. It's a new chapter right now. And I'm starting this chapter out loving me, by affirming me, by letting go of some things that's going to hurt me to let go of. But it's going to be good for my life and my soul and my mental health and for my peace and for my joy, for my prosperity. I'm accepting that, yeah, this happened or this happened, and God knows what's best for me. Some of it happened because of my own negative choices, and God is trying to get me somewhere. He's trying to get me somewhere. And the way I see myself is going to help me get there. Seeing myself the way He made me to be is going to help me get there. Something to make some deposits into myself, into my whatever it is that you need to make deposits in. You know what it is. You know what you need to do. Speak life into yourself. Gain a new skill. Learn a new skill. Do a little exercise. Whatever you need to do. Write it down tonight. You got to start somewhere. Start there. Saying I will not speak negative about myself ever again. I feel like I wasn't good enough, but I am. You are good enough because your value comes from God. Your value comes from God. Everything that's been made has a purpose. Everything that is made, this bed I'm sitting in, this phone I'm holding, this radio I'm listening to, has a purpose. And you're here because you are a divine idea in the mind of God. And He wants you here so that His love, His peace, His harmony can flow through you, using your gifts and your talents to share His goodness with the world. He wants to flow through you. He wants to use you. He wants you to use that cooking gift. He wants you to use that singing gift. He wants you to use the great communication gift. He wants you to use that typing gift. He wants you to use that administrative gift for His glory. He wants to use you, whatever you do, your baking gift. Whatever skill you have, He wants to use it for His glory. And He wants to prosper you doing that thing as you see yourself the way He made you to be. Beautifully, fearfully, wonderfully made, valuable in His eyes, the apple of His eye. God gives you your value. Don't look for your value in nothing else but God. And the fact that you are here means that you are significant and that you are important and that you matter. So take this time in your life to go within and heal. Make a decision, make a choice to heal. It's going to take some work, but it's worth it. It's going to take some sacrifices. It's going to take some tears. It's going to take some time set apart, set aside throughout your day to do your affirmations, to write in your journal, to pray, to meditate, to build yourself up, to learn that new skill, to learn that new knowledge, to remove these people out of your life, to ignore the call, to block the call, to do what you got to do. Because God wants to use you. He wants to flow through you. He wants to use you for His glory. So, be encouraged. Love yourself. Start today. Embrace who you are, where you are. Do your assessment. Write in your journal. And write some affirmations and start tonight. Start building yourself up tonight. Tonight. It ain't never too late to start over. It's a new chapter today. Turn the page on that old chapter. That was old chapter, part of your story, but that ain't your whole story. It was just a chapter in your story so that you can let people know the goodness and the glory of God and what God can do. He is a healer. He is a deliverer. He delivered me. He healed me. He healed me of a broken heart, and I'm still healing. I'm still doing the work. The work never stops. And as one day you're going to look back, you're not going to be crying as many nights. You're not going to be shedding as many tears. Because of the goodness and the glory of God, and because of the work that you're doing. Because of the deposits that you're making into yourself. You matter. You matter. So be encouraged. I hope this helped you. I wasn't planning on going 15 minutes, but I just, I just wanted to share this with you. Not from a place of perfection, but from a place of vulnerability. That if He did it for me, He can do it for you.